Namaste and welcome to another full moon meditation with me, Ellie Latrobe. And this month we are going to be doing a little bit of a tag on Equinox workshop as well. So the first part will be mostly the preamble to the full moon and how we can maximize the most out of this potent time of the lunar cycle. And then the second part of this practice today, we will be kind of working through thought exercises, a bit of movement, a bit of moving and shaking and working out from that meditation what are the most potent points of learning and understanding for us at this point in our life journey. So for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Ellie Latrobe. I'm here based in West Cork in Ireland, and I offer soul-centered meditation and astrology. So we are looking every month at the full moon and the new moon energies. I also do client work, one-to-one stuff with people who are wanting to look at their birth charts, wanting to look at their year ahead, what's going on there. I also use different practices, including meditation, breathing, yoga, movement, in order to embody those gifts of your birth chart. So I run things like, I call them soul empowerment sessions. So if you're interested in any of that, I have a website coming, ellielatrobe.com. It should be launching this week, so watch this space. So let's come on to where we are right now in this point of our annual cycle. So the Zodiacal Cycle, every year, the sun is symbolizing our will, our light, the way that we want to show up and be seen in the world. And that is moving through this symbolic cycle of these 12 signs of the zodiac. And they're, the way that the way that I'm using the zodiac is very much pinned to these equinoxes and solstices. So the point at which this 10 degrees before the equinox in September, the autumn equinox here in the northern hemisphere, this is our Virgo season. So in Virgo, we are at the halfway point, if you like, of the cycle itself. And in the northern hemisphere, which a lot of this astrology basis comes from, although it works too in the southern hemisphere, we're coming into this point of harvest. It's like the densest point in our cycle. It's where from Aries we have this idea, this notion that's coming out of nowhere into a thought form. It's given kind of desire, it's wanted in this world. We think about it, we learn things, we grow into that idea. We make our home in that idea. We show the world what this idea is. We, in Virgo, the world knows that we are doing this. So whatever it may be, whether it is, shifting from one career to another, to be, you used to be known as a dentist and now you shifted to being an ice cream maker or connoisseur or a restaurant cricket. You're changing your identity, whether it's to do with your career, whether it's to do with, a whole host of, maybe you've had a baby, maybe you're creating a baby, maybe it's to do with your home, maybe you're moving location. And so whatever has been the theme of this year, if you like, we're reaching this point of fruition, this place where the fruits are being harvested. We're able to see, all the good things and the bad things that we have created through our thoughts, our words, our deeds, our actions this year. And it's a point in the year where quite often, and I mentioned this in the new moon notes on my Instagram account, we're trying to make things better. Okay, I've had this idea and this is where I am now. This is what I've manifest physically, but there's things that I could improve on. There's ways of making it better. And this is the kind of the learning of Virgo. And we can sometimes be drawn into perfectionism, wanting things to be absolutely perfect, judging ourselves when things aren't as good as we'd have liked them. But this is the kind of balance point that we're at. It's okay to look at where we are in this moment, what we've manifest, what our life is showing us through our emotions, through how our body feels. And taking almost like an inventory. It's like, okay, these are the things I have in my larder right now. I have a cricked neck. I have a body of anger that anyone kind of slightly knocks me, it explodes. What's my inventory? What am I thinking about? How am I distracting myself? What are my habits? What am I doing right now? So we take this inventory and we see where we are quite neutrally. It's, Virgo is an earth sign. We are in realm of the mutable axis right now, so there is a flexibility. Virgo wants to improve things, so it wants some change, right? But it is earthly, so it is like, let's not get overly emotional into this. Let's just, okay, this is where I am. And this is why this last part, I don't know about you, but for many people I know, it's been a time of getting our health checks, checking out our eyes, our teeth, our, all those random things that you get checked. Maybe you felt the need for a massage, or maybe you've wanted to fast or do more yoga. Yoga is the epitome of Virgo. In its when yoga is conducted as a, put your left foot here. No, not there. That'll improve you. That'll be better. It can be very precise. Things have to be in certain places. It's all about purifying our system, controlling the body. Well, at least in Hatha yoga, controlling the body so we can control the mind. And Virgo's not just about the body, it's very much about the mind. It's ruled by Mercury in the traditional system of astrology. And on its soul level, it's ruled by the moon. So we have this internal polarity or dance within the season of Virgo. It's like, how can I improve my mind? How can I make my thoughts healthier for me? Whether it's just in simple ways that we think about ourselves or how we think about the world. Looking at our thought patterns and seeing potentially places where we may need to get some help. And then on the soul, as we grow in Virgo and we are trying to make things better, we start to grow out of this almost juvenile Virgo that wants just to purify, wants to make things better, wants to edit, is like, don't put that there, put that there, Virgo does get a bit of a bad rep, but we need that as well. We need that editing, we need that improving in many different spheres of life, and in in our own individual evolution, regardless of your birth chart, regardless of how much Virgo or sixth house energy you have going on. We all at some point need to take stock and go, actually, I can do these few things to improve. I can look at how I'm spending money and make improvements as to how I'm spending my resources. I can literally list down what I am eating, and I can understand how that is, what that's doing to me, what nutritional value, what I'm actually putting in my body as, in a very kind of inventory way. But as we grow our Virgo, as we, through the cycles of the year, through the points in our chart that get activated, that show us our Virgo points, we're asking how we can make things better for the world, how we can make things better for others, whether it's in our community, it's in our relationships, it's for humanity as a whole. And that desire to make things better actually is converted into a lunar energy. It's an emotional, like a mama, a big mama hug that wants to serve with unconditional love their child. So this Virgo season that we are literally just on the precipice of moving. We're moving on Wednesday into Libra. We are trying to reach the pinnacle of what is it that we are doing that we can improve, can make better for ourselves, for our health, for our well-being, for our mental health, and also how can we be of service to others? How can we greaten our impact in some way? It's very kind of earthly feeling. It's like, what's the final outcome? And obviously there are these 4 earth signs. So we are reaching our peak in Capricorn, where the highest possible societal achievement can be reached. But we have to have done this Virgo phase of actually, how can I make things reach their greatest impact in the world? Okay. So some key words to do with Virgo here. It's to do with the rational mind, the one that looks at all the data, scans all the data, and conducts the statistical analysis of the data to come to sort it all out and put it into some order. And order is a really key word here with Virgo. It's very physical and grounded on a soul level. It's like the point where soul consciousness is birthed. There's a kind of physical reality with it. And what we are talking about today is the polarity that's setting up from this full moon, which is falling at 28 degrees Pisces to the 28 degrees Virgo. This very end, there's 30 degrees in each sign. So it's the very, very end of this sign. And so it's at the ends of the sign, I always feel like it's inviting, how do we, it's like the culminating energy of each of those lessons from each of those signs. And over in our lunar sphere, so the moon is representing our emotions, our habitual behaviors and habits. So the sign of Pisces is a water sign. So our emotions are right now in a deep, watery sign of Pisces. And Pisces isn't just watery, it's like the infinite waters of life itself. That's why the symbol of the 2 fish represents Pisces. They're swimming in opposite directions. One is swimming from spirit into matter, and the other from matter into spirit, right? And they're connected intrinsically by this golden thread. So it's like the sacrifice of the physical to reach the spiritual, but equally the sacrifice of the spiritual realm to reach back into the physical. And then we move into Aries, right? So that Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. Here, the moon is in Pisces. So we have to be aware that if you're feeling a lot right now, that is perfectly normal. This Full moon would have been building for the last couple of days at least. If you're sensitive, if you are naturally psychic, some of your psychic faculties, you're sensing what other people are feeling, sensing something deeper, all of these things coming out of this, watery realm of life itself, so that there is no separation. And if you can contrast this watery, all is one is all, spiritual realm where all of the physical is sacrificed so that it can be free, to the Virgo element, which is very precise, that wants to count everything, that wants to order everything, we have here on the other side chaos. So the chaos, is where our imagination can expand. It's where our abstract mind really flourishes. When we are trying to give our imagination, constraint boxes, we stop our imagination from actually being like a receptive, open, blank canvas. It's like, I always imagine Pisces as being like, it's like you convert yourself into a blank canvas and you lie back and you just wait for life to splatter paint on your front, and you will then know what you are creating in this world. So, yeah, the Pisces aspect of right now then relates to, yes, the abstract mind, but in turn to, the greater mind, the soul mind, the mind that connects us all, so that there is no separation. And so for me, the real key in this polarity, in this full moon right now, is all to do with how we use our minds, how we unite our rational with our abstract, how we bring our physical and our spiritual to dance together, so we can get that receptive nature of our intuition to imagine what could be possible from all that we have, from all of those data that we've collected and conducted, that inventory that we've conducted about our life. So with all that I have, I can imagine how it could be something that we can't even know right now. It's like how that Jupiter, ruler of Pisces, is asking us to expand our mind, to open our mind to all the possibilities. Pisces ruled traditionally by Jupiter, the biggest planet in the solar system. And rightly so for Pisces. It's expansive, and it's expansive in a loving way. There's a love of all, a love beyond boundaries. Because in Pisces, we no longer identify people as different, this or that, labeling the physical, whatever that may be, labeling the beliefs, the emotions, labeling the professions. She's a teacher, he's a fireman, that means X, Y, and Z, etc., etc. So that Jupiter loving nature of Pisces opens our minds. The Mercury of Virgo very much looks at what we have. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to gather up the pieces, draw them together, and then the soul of Pisces is, in a modern astrological approach, is ruled by Neptune, but on a soul level is ruled by Pluto. So yes, we blend, we let down our boundaries a little bit, but we also, with Pluto, we actually start to cut some things. We start to break down some things. We start to shed some things, ending things that are no longer serving us. What are the thought patterns that are no longer serving us. There's also a caution the other way with this Pisces full moon. Are we merging too much? Are we allowing people to infringe on our boundaries? Virgo brings us very strong boundaries because, as I said, it's the most dense point. It's the most finite physical point of the zodiac. So it's like, this is my wall. And Pisces says, oh, screw the walls. I love everyone. Everyone come in and have a big hug, right? I mean, hugs are great, but there's also on a practical, everyday life, you're not going to be hugging everyone, right? Regardless of COVID or not. It's what energy you let into your system. How do you hold your space? And for those of you who are space cadets, who are, cosmic trippers, who are looking for the next high, next dance, you Piscean types, right? There's also a calling of how you can bring your imagination into a more practical, sense of how it's going to be done. What's the plan? You're going to put it in your calendar. That's a very Virgo thing. There's a calendar, yeah? You've put a date on it. You know how long you have until you're going to do that. You got your Gantt charts. You got your project management, right? So dream big at this full moon. Open your mind to the receptive part of your abstract and your higher mind. Yes, open yourself up to loving all, and equally bringing in the love of your body, of your, your most physical embodiment. Take stock in a non-emotive way, just understanding where you are in this moment to know where you want to be. So I'm going to draw up the chart right now. So here we have the chart of the full moon, which is in a couple of hours from this moment that I'm recording at 8 p.m. British summertime here in Ireland. So this may be gobbledygook to a lot of you, but you see the moon at the top and the sun at the bottom. So we have this polarity that I've been banging on about, if you like. And the key point for me to note here is the Jupiter, which is in the number 8 house, the 8th house in this for Clonakilty, and down we have this triangle down to Mercury in the box, house number 4. And this is near exact at the time of the full moon by a couple of minutes, by a couple of minutes. So it's pretty much exact. So we have those two rulers of the sun and the moon, Jupiter, expansion to truth, into into the higher picture, into the epic adventure. And it's trine, it's really catalyzing and facilitating and helping this Mercury right now. And equally Mercury, the concrete thinking, the rational mind, is supporting those dreams, that imaginary part of ourselves from being seen. And and then we have a bunch of trines here to the North Node. Saturn trine the North Node, Sun trine the North Node being our higher purpose. So it's like our will really wants to find its highest purpose. Just like I was talking about the Virgo's desire to serve. So your sun, your light, your personality really urges you to serve a higher purpose here, and that's linked again through a trine to Saturn over there in Aquarius in the number 8 box there, if you're looking from your screen. So it's like the Saturn, which is our structures, which is all the restrictions, is all the slow down, is all the things that we've had to say no to. In that slowing down, we are finding the things that the systems and structures and the most essential pieces of what actually we want to, how we want to be serving and our purpose in life. So all of this full moon chart for me really urges the importance of a meditation practice. So maybe we should just get to the meditation. I'd love you to have a pen and paper close to you, just so that at the end of the meditation you can write down any of those intuitive, receptive things that come to you at the end of the meditation that you receive. So find yourself a comfortable seat. If you're in a chair, soles of the feet on the ground. Maybe you want to sit on the edge of your chair. If you're on the ground, sit yourself on a block, pop yourself, get your hips up nice and high. And whatever you're doing, however you're sitting, let's be a bit Virgo about it. Let's make sure we're feeling good in our bodies. So close your eyes and just moving various bits of your body to remind yourself that you're human. Yeah, some of us are very aware of our humanness and not our beingness. And some of us are more on the being side. So we're going to try and work out where you lie on that polarity that I've been trying to describe. So as you're trying to get comfortable here, note what you're doing in your head. Are you writing lists? Are you overthinking things? Or have you gone into the feeling dance of what it's like to move? Now, can you ground through your feet? If you're on the chair, spread your toes. If you're sitting on a block, root down through your tailbone, grounding down through the soles of your feet, through your tailbone. Feel a heaviness, grounding down into the center of the earth beneath you. Feel a gravitational pull, a recognition of the mass of the form that you are. If you haven't already, turn your palms down onto your knees. Feel how your palms turning down on your knees, and feel a flow of weight flow through your body and ground yourself into the ground beneath you. How do your toes feel? Breathing into your toes, how does the sole of your feet feel? Your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips. How does your belly feel? And your chest. Take a big breath into your chest. Fill it with oxygen. Exhale through your mouth. How does your back feel? Roll your shoulders back and down. Open your heart. Engage your core. How does your arms feel? Your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your fingers, your palms. How does your throat feel? Your face. your eyes, your ears, your brain. Looking up through your third eye, looking upwards into the infinite life that is. Keep noticing when your chattering mind gets distracted. And we're going to come to the breath now. Exhale down from the crown of your head, from that infinite, down through the spine into the very much finite, at the tip of the tailbone, down into the center of the earth beneath you. Inhale from the earth, up through the spine, up through the crown. Exhale back down. From physical to spiritual and spiritual to physical. What is real wealth to you? What is that ultimate peak of abundance for you? The culmination of our Virgo is our wealth. What for you is your wealth? What matters to you? And bringing your eye gaze down either to the soles of your feet or to the base of your perineum, your pelvic floor. And just asking your body, what is its wealth? Where in your physical body needs some attention right now? Take a big inhale and exhale. And take into your mind to your everyday life. Where in your everyday life is your wealth? What is the harvest that you value the most? And which part of that wealth, that abundance, needs some attention? And just note it and take a breath into that place in your life. And send it some love. Bringing your hands to your heart. Feeling the beat of your heart. Recognizing the value and the wealth in you, in this body, in this life, on this planet Earth. Sending love to the wealth and the abundance of this body and all it enables you to perceive, to sense, to know, to feel, to do. And feel that love circulating around your whole body. And bring your hands back to your laps with your palms facing up, with your thumbs and your first fingers touching. And just opening, looking inwards and upwards to that third eye, to that seat of your soul, that intuition. And opening up your mind to receive. And as you're opening, just note as they come the thoughts, note as they come the feelings, note as they come the impulse to do. Just observe. And as you open here, see if you can bring your mind up through the crown of your head, holding it steady and open. Looking upwards, see if you can find a star above your head. See if you can feel the full moon above your head, above the crown. Intuitive knowingness can come to us in a few different ways depending on you as an individual. So maybe it's in a deep feeling, maybe it's in your imagination that dances in colour. Maybe you go on a creative daydream. Maybe in a flash of lightning, you get an impulse. And as we just pause here, open yourself up, actively, subtly, shoulders back, heart open, mind open. How can you love more fully? How can you show yourself more love and others? Let yourself merge slightly. Let yourself feel your heart expanding into the love that is all. Let that moon illuminate all that needs to be illuminated. And maybe she shows it to you through your emotions. But in this moment, just be conscious of the emotions. conscious of the urge, conscious of the thoughts. Take a big inhale and exhale. Seeing how your neck feels, chin to chest and up again. Releasing back to neutral. From the highest point in your creative imagination, see if you can draw down illumination into your mind. Actively draw down that light. And extend it out to all those others. Draw that light down, that illumination into your mind and out to all others. So that you become like a lighthouse. And then into your heart, from the deepest point of love that you can feel in your heart, draw up love to connect you to all those other souls on this planet. And then from your core, sending goodwill down through your tailbone, down through the roots that spread through the earth and intertwine with all the ancestry and lineage of all other animals, humans, plants. The family tree of humanity. Feeling yourself rooted and connected, expanded through your heart and connected, and through your mind, your light, inspiring others. And sounding Om to seal our practice. Take an inhale and exhale. And inhale for Om. Om. And just seeing how you feel. Coming to your journal. Slowly seeing how your body feels. And just noting down all those things that came from the meditation. Where is your wealth in your body, in your life? Where needs a little bit more attention? And what did your intuition and your imagination explore for you today? And then see through, whether it's drawing or writing, see if you can interweave these two threads. If what you have manifested in your life and what you can understand you've created, the wealth that you've created, how can you take that lovingly to expand to others, to serve yourself? Maybe you noticed thoughts or emotions that came up. Maybe it was all a mess. And just draw it as it felt. Or write the words that may have come to you. Give yourself a moment. There's a common thread that runs through this polarity. It's ray 2 and 6, the love, wisdom. And there's a wisdom within love with a capital L. The love that intertwines us. There is a deep wisdom that comes through that web of consciousness. And in that meditation and with this Pisces full moon, we're trying to tap in to that intuitive wisdom. But we're being careful to mind for the sometimes the delusions of Pisces. Were you daydreaming? Can you make those daydreams tangible? Those are the big questions. And see what your pen needs to write. And when you're finished, go and give yourself a moment. If you'd like to stay and do a little practice to really mark the change, do. If you need to depart right now, keep in touch on social media or email, or wait and watch for the launch of a new website. Those of you staying, we are going to explore how the equinox energy is going to shift. It's going to tip from this yang doing of here in the northern hemisphere, the summer. I think just talking from the northern hemisphere perspective, we're very much doing stuff when the weather is good, when the sun is out. This is the yang energy of this half of the year. And as things start to shift into the darker phase, there comes a deeper intuitive part of us, reflective, receptive, yin part of us that needs to be awoken. So when we're moving from Virgo, which yes is a feminine sign or yin sign, we're moving into Libra, which is a masculine sign. But in Libra, there is this great pause, regardless of your hemisphere. Libra is this place where we balance up, just as I was saying, take your inventory, that's the final part of Virgo. And then as we move into a Libra, I'm doing this because it's the weighing scales, right? We're weighing everything up. We're weighing up our harvest. We're judging ourselves as to how we've done, but we're taking a pause. We're not heading off and doing things. It's a taking stock of the polarities of the relationship, of the masculine and feminine within ourselves, and that's reflected out there in society. So I think the Libra season is a really nice season to take a pause, and with this full moon, a really good time to take a pause. If you can slow things down for even if it's just a day, maybe 2 days around the equinox, just maybe don't pile stuff on your plate. Give yourself this space to pause, to reflect, to understand yourself a little bit better. Look for your extreme patterns of thinking, looking for your extreme behaviors one way or another. And Libra is ruled by, traditionally ruled by Venus. So, enjoy connection, enjoy each other, enjoy what it is to have downtime with a partner, a lover, your children, your parents, and yourself. What's your relationship with yourself? How's that going at the moment? All of these are things that this particular equinox, the autumn here in the Northern Hemisphere, are inviting us to do. It's a pause. It's where the yin and the yang are balanced. So don't go dashing off mad into your doingness, when right now we are shifting more into our beingness. We're taking a pause and we are looking at, we are looking at what we can do better, as we talked about in Virgo, but how we can bring about greater harmony, peace, within our own relationship to ourselves. How can we bring about harmony and peace within our relationship to others? Where are those frictions? Where are the things that have been going on in our life that need to make us aware of something right now? So we're going to get on our feet. I'm going to see if this is going to work. I was testing out my setup today and I couldn't use my fancy camera. So that's what I'm going to be improving on next month, is I will have a better camera for you. So we're going to start off just with a little bit of movement. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to do what we were talking about with the Virgo. We're going to get into our bodies. So to start with, we are just going to pad through our feet. We're going to move, we're going to work through feeling through our body, through our emotions, through our thoughts, to try and tease out where is our intuitive soul. So just padding your feet on the ground. I want you to pad them a bit louder. Take a big inhale and exhale. Going faster. Faster. Now getting your hands under your legs. Gently. Faster. You feel your legs. And lifting your hands up and shaking your hands. Stamping your feet. Shaking down your hands. Shaking your whole body out. Then inhale. Feet out nice and wide. Take a big inhale. Exhale, ground through your feet, bring your palms in front of you. Exhaling down. Inhaling, scooping up to the heart. Exhale, pushing down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, close those eyes. Inhale. Feel down through your feet. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep the arms up above your head now. Inhale. Exhale, fold and hinge at your hips. Keep your feet pointing forwards or slightly pigeon-toed. And just dangle here, side to side. Dangle. And rolling yourself up like a rag doll. How does your feet feel? How do your legs feel? How does your spine feel? Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding down. Roll, folding down to that forward fold, and then rolling your way up to standing. Inhaling and exhale, folding. Rolling your way up. Inhaling. We're going to keep doing this for another 5 times or so, and as you do this folding and rolling up, I want you to ask your body what it needs from you. Just get a little bit of further clarification here. Are you rejecting your physical body, or are you obsessing over it? And this balance point, this point of the year, it's kind of symbolic of this balance between looking after our, physical body and all that it is physically, along with our interior world. Like, how are you feeling? Your spiritual life. And last one, coming to standing. So we're going to do 3 rounds of sun salutations. This isn't a yoga class, but I want to demonstrate the feeling of this order, this the order of the yang, the Virgo part of the year, but also the yang, right? So notice whether you appreciate the level of detail and control that is informed through yoga, or whether you are more, you prefer to go in your own flow, right? So inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hinging and folding down. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart underneath those hips. Step your right foot back, chin to chest. See how the soles of your feet are still hip distance apart. That the front knee is at a 90-degree angle. That your back leg is in one straight line. We're going to step that front foot back into plank. Hands underneath your shoulders, make your body nice and strong and straight. Take 3 breaths. Bending the elbows, coming down. Inhale, cobra. Shoulders draw back, lifting the head. Exhaling, head down. Push yourself up and back. Feet hip distance apart. Draw your navel in and up. Spread those palms. Draw the shoulder blades back. Hands rotating outwards. Draw the heels towards the ground. Take 3 breaths. What's happened to your mind when I'm doing all these instructions? Do you like the instruction? Or does it distract you? Does it take you into thinking? Step that right foot forward directly underneath the right knee. Make sure there's a nice 90-degree angle. High on the toes of the back foot. Feet are hip distance apart. Chin to chest, feel the stretch through the whole of the back leg. Take an inhale and exhale, step forwards. Inhale, sweeping the arms. Bring the palms down through third eye and to your heart. Take a big inhale and exhale. A little bit quicker. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Step the left foot back this time, right foot forwards. Step back into plank. Lower yourself down. Inhale. Exhale. Push back into down dog. Spread those palms. The lightest part of the year, the lightest hemisphere, the lightest half of our cycle, we're doing. We get into data, we get into thinking, we get into creating order, making things organized, as efficient as possible. Stepping that back foot forwards, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one, inhale. Lift up, exhale, fold down. Right foot back, high on the balls of the toes. Step back, plank. Lower yourself down. Inhale and exhale. Tuck those toes. Push up and back, downward dog. Right leg steps forward, left foot steps forward. Inhale and exhale. Turn your hands onto your heart and feel the beat of your heart, your physical heart. See if you can ground through those feet. What is your balance point? Does your body need more of that? Does it need more movement? Or have you been over moving? Does it need less? What is the balance point for your body? And when we find balance in our physical body, we start to, it starts to calm our emotional body. We can get clues as to what our physical body needs from our emotions as well. Inhale, sweep those arms up. We're going to come just into a simple dangle. So folding down, interlacing those hands, drop the head and just let your whole body flop forwards here. Close your eyes, shake your head. Looking inwards and upwards. Does your body need a little bit more rest? Does it need a little bit more kindness and compassion? Does it need to stretch? Watching your breath. Do you need to bring back a little bit of mindfulness, of breath awareness, of pranayama, of use of the breath? Have you been rejecting your spiritual life over the last 6 months as things have got more busy? How are you carving out the space for your own spiritual connection to whatever is the words or the identity of your spiritual connection? Releasing your hands to the ground and coming down to child's pose. So open those knees and just reach your arms forward. Stretch those arms out in front of you and drop the head in between the hands. I'm going to sit up, but keep in your child's pose yourself. As when you're in this pose, just let the knees be out wide, just let the hips sink back. Let the shoulders be soft and let the forehead either rest on the ground or a pillow or a block or anything you have handy. Just watching your breath come in and out of your nose. Over this darker phase of the year, what is it that you can do tangibly with your thinking, rational, organized mind to have a greater connection to your intuitive capacity, your creative imagination? What is it that's going to help connect you to your sense of who you are? Letting your body soften with each exhale. Letting the shoulders drop back and down. What is it that you're holding on those shoulders? What is it that you're doing too much of? Where can you bring in more softness? And then gently getting up, turning over and lying onto your back. Again, I'm not going to do Shavasana myself, I'm going to sit up, but make yourself comfortable in a lying position on a mat or a bed. Make sure you're warm enough and just let your whole body relax. Take that body scan. Observe where in your body needs to move, from your toes, soles of your feet and ankles, Notice your legs. Are they even and symmetrical away from your spine? Observe the body itself. Seeing if your breath is soft, whether your belly is soft. Observing the side ribs and the breath. See if you can let your shoulders drop. Note if they feel uneven and adjust. Observe your arms and let them be spread from your body evenly. And let your whole body ground. Let your whole body be held. Give yourself this pause. Which is your extreme? Do you find yourself doing or being? Do you find yourself making lists or daydreaming? It's okay to be both as well. But how can you bring those together? And as you let your body softly surrender, give yourself permission just to be in this moment. To see yourself in this physical place at this precise moment in time on this planet Earth. And from this point, this fixed point that is now, cast your eye back through time to all that came before. And then from this point now to all that will happen in the future. To all that's yet to unfold. And at this moment now, here in your body, with all the wealth that you bring to this moment, with all the resources that you have, where do you need greater harmony, greater balance? Can you soften into your receptive side? Can you feel yourself in this point now between the past and the future? In this moment now with all that you are. Enough. Just as you are. Can you give your physical as much attention as your spiritual? Can you give your spiritual as much attention as your physical? Can you bring that rational thinking brain to meet your abstract imaginary brain? And in your mind's eye, open yourself to all possibilities. Open yourself up to the connection of who you really are. letting the earth beneath you soften into water. And the water softens into air. And the air softens into ether. And from ether, see if you can find the spaces in between. And from the spaces in between, see if you can find the ether again. And through the ether, see if you can float onto a cloud in the air. And from that cloud, see if you can be rained back down onto the earth. As you flow through rivers and lakes, until you reach a shoreline and you find yourself back on the side of the lake with the ground underneath. And you feel the physicality of your body against the ground. Just bring some awareness to other places that your body connects with the earth, with the ground. And just bring your awareness of gratitude towards this body. Of this life, of this moment right now. As you breathe, feel your chest filling with air and letting go of what you don't need on the exhale. Letting go of all that has been. Letting go of expectations. And taking a big inhale and exhale, bringing your hands to your heart gently and setting your intention today. How are you going to bring about greater balance and harmony in your life, for your body, in your relationships? And just listening to the vibration of Om. So take your time. Do journal when you are able to get up, and go slowly, go consciously into your evening, into your day if you're watching this on replay. Keep your journal or your diary around when you notice things happen, particularly around the full moon. Whether it's how you feel, your emotions, or whether it's things that are happening to you. Whether it is simple knowingness that needs to be tangibly put down into physical writing. And be aware over this equinox, that dance between our physical and our spiritual, with all the learnings that we have from the full moon of looking after our body, looking out for how we can improve our health, our well-being, but equally how we can nourish our soul, how we can take care of our spirit, how we can keep our light lit in our hearts and in our minds and in our roots. So until next full moon, I will see you here on YouTube. Otherwise, do keep posted on my various different means of checking in on me. As I said, the new website and a new meditation course will be going live this week. So I hope to see you all very soon. Take it easy and namaste.